There are people right now watching this show who believe that the people in China and North Korea have it better than we do in the United States of America. Now, how can someone believe something so mind-bogglingly stupid? The only way you can believe something so mind-boggling stupid is because your own life is such a disaster, that your decisions and choices have been so horrible, that your level of satisfaction with what you've been able to create with your own efforts is so low that you have to reach for some, explanation that says, hey, it's not your fault. I mean, you've lost at everything you've attempted in life, but it's not your fault. It's the system screwing you over. But hard work is incredibly ennobling. And I was arguing with a friend today, and he said, well, 90% of business is amoral. And I said to him, well, look at countries that don't have these businesses. Tell me, are these wonderful countries? All right, you think almost every business is amoral. Oh, okay, great. Give me examples of countries without these businesses, and would you like to live there? Obviously, any country that doesn't have, most of our businesses or anything like that is going to be an absolute hellhole. So obviously, most businesses are not amoral. Work is the most ennobling thing that most people can do. And yet on the distant sphere, there's this widespread belief that if you work, you're selling out, that it's not possible to do. I know this one guy, a PhD, a university college professor, and he holds that if you do white collar work in the United States, it's only because you've sold out and you're willing to lie. It's just such a bizarre mindset. Whether it's white collar, blue collar, pink collar work, as long as it's legal and as long as you'd be okay, with your picture on the front page of the New York Times showing you do your job. So it's not something that's, socially degrading, even though legal, like pornography or pushing heavily sugared caffeinated drinks. As long as you can stand behind what you're doing, it's incredibly ennobling. You're not selling out by going to work and not arguing politics. You're not selling out and going to work and abiding by the rules of your workspace. You're not selling out by seeking to be of service to other people, starting with your employer. But there's this widespread, just unbelievably self-destructive, toxic, filthy, disgusting, bizarre excuse for loserdom that's so widespread from the audience for these type of streams that to work is to sell out. It means you're a loser, that you've just sold out to the system. And what we're going through here in the United States or England or Australia right now, it's worse than what they have in North Korea.
Zoomers, they're the ones who typically want like the nanny states to look after them. They want this, that, the other thing. They essentially want a therapeutic state in the same way that lefties do, but they realize that wokeness is anti-white, cisgender male, so especially if you're heterosexual. And so they then gravitate toward the right just because they don't like this wokeness. But the right in the US now is attracting a lot of low status, highly undesirable young men who have very poor social skills, who probably couldn't look a woman in the eye even if it's their aunt, and they really are a very discordant group of people, and they're attracted to all sorts of bizarre things like trad life, trad calf, groiperism, this, that, the other thing, and obviously not everybody in these groups is as I'm describing, but these groups certainly are havens for the sort of archetype that I've been talking about and you were talking about, Luke. Before we move on, and we obviously do need to move on now, anything to say about what I just brought up?
Right. So if someone's getting offended, the only reason you'd get offended is because this is pinging something inside of you. If someone says in the chat, Luke's an idiot, he doesn't read books, it wouldn't offend me at all because I read basically a book a day. So the only reason you're going to take offense to anything I just said is because it resonates with you, because you don't want to get a job because you want to be a thought leader on podcasts and you expect your girlfriend to pay the way, or because you're drunk and high most of the time and you're offended now that I'm pointing this out.
Yep, that is the long and the short of it. And I will throw the no, I already threw the link into. Actually, no, that's been a while, so I'll throw the link back into the live chat. If you have reasonable, responsible question or comment for Luke or myself, please leave it via Streamlabs. Don't save it all for the end. Thank you very much in advance. From Rowhouse, is a positive about America. You still see that people like Elon Musk move to America just because that entrepreneurial spirit is still here. Is this still looking good going forward? Do these woke types not see the left as a threat to that?